I did that. It was fun.
On January 2nd, 2015, and as advertised on July 14th, 2015, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2015, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, fax to the Hour Times, Records, Community News, and distributed to all persons. If any requested copies of the same pursuant to said act, in case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They are immediately to my right, double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio. Give you the broadcast.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mayor Pettit. Mayor Febray. Mayor Febray.
Here.
Council members. Davino.
Here.
Here. Eisenberg.
Here.
Nesser.
Here.
Lindenau.
Here.
Maroney.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Daria.
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Present.
Borough Clerk Jean Collegra is here.
All right, now report of Borough Engineer. Correct.
Honorable Mayor and Council, our office issued an engineer's report dated the 7th for tonight's meeting. The first item on the list is the Economic Recovery Program. I know Mr. Ironman from Mr. Daria's office is working very hard to finalize those agreements, the one with Hanjin, and once that is finalized, we'll be able to make the permit submissions and move forward with that project. The PSE&G improvement project on Central Avenue, as of today, they were excavating the jacking and receiving pits for the utilities that will be going underneath Central Avenue. That work is ongoing. The 69 kV improvement project, which is a PSE&G project, there's no update and there's no schedule with respect to the work proposed by PSE&G. The fourth item is the Maywood Avenue streetscape, the NJDOT-funded project. The project is available for pickup by contractors. The bid opening is scheduled for October 29th. The West Pleasant Avenue traffic circles. Today we received a letter from DOT approving the construction of the project. There's no remedial action with respect to the project. The sixth item on the list is the 2015 roadway improvement program, which includes Jersey and Parkway, which are DOT municipal aid projects. As you're aware, the concrete work is ongoing, will be completed shortly. We've been informed by the contractor that milling operations are to proceed by Thursday of this week. Thereafter, paving would begin and the project would be completed. The seventh item on the list, on the last page of our report, is the various sidewalk slab repair and replacement solicitation. We understand that the borough received the signed contract from the contractor today. We understand that the borough and borough attorney is reviewing it. Subsequent to that being completed, a pre-construction meeting would occur where the slabs would be marked accordingly, and then they would begin construction. The final item on the list is the next year's DOT grant. Our office filed an application on behalf of the borough for Oak Avenue between West Pleasant and Parkway, and that was submitted October 5th. I'd be glad to address any questions, comments with respect to the report or any other items.
Really quick, Greg.
Sure.
Quick question with regard to Elm.
Sure.
The Elm Grove, basically.
Okay.
There is a slight raise there, and I know we don't have the stop signs, and that raise basically slows the traffic down.
Sure.
Is there an option to keep that raise, or do you think we should just pave it straight? Or maybe try to stop sign at one of the corners?
Either is a good option. We would prefer looking at a stop sign instead of utilizing roadway pavement accordingly. But if the municipality would want to keep the hump, we could keep that too. But I think the best option would be a stop sign. But the study would need to occur first.
I think that probably is the best option. So then let's
I think the road should be, we should do a stop sign and not have a home visit.
I concur.
Okay. All right, then maybe we'll talk about that the next meeting, about getting a study done on that.
Yeah, there's some residents that would ask for stop signs while we're moving there anyway.
Yeah, once it's paved, it's going to be a thoroughfare. I mean, to be honest, that's the way I go to when I make fire calls, and I'm going pretty fast myself. And the only thing that does slow me down is that stretch we've got the paving right now, so.
Understand.
For my own safety, but,
Understood.
any questions for the engineer?
Thank you.
Mr. Puccio. How are you, John?
Very good, thank you, Mayor. Tonight, as required by Division of Local Government, I am here to review with you the best practices worksheet. Remember, this is an annual document prepared by the finance officer, and it covers management, finance, personnel, and just skipping mine. And other stats on health insurance. Thank you. The questions that are presented are sometimes presented in addition to what is required. For example, the pay-to-play. The question is phrased, do you have an ordinance that exceeds the statutory requirements of pay-to-play? You do not have a requirement to exceed the statutory requirements. So we're required to answer that question no, because we haven't changed the ordinance. The purpose of the worksheet is to determine whether or not a municipality will receive all of its state aid or some reduced portion. Your score, which is 90%, you will not lose any state aid. That's the good news. My point in telling you this is that sometimes they phrase these questions so you have to answer no, but you've done nothing wrong. It's just the way the state is trying to recoup some of the money that they have to put out. So that one with regard to pay-to-play you'll find is an answer that we've had to answer no. One of the other ones, and there were only 4, that we did answer no, was timing of the audit report, which was a little bit late because we had to resolve some matters, some financial matters which had taken place with regard to the debt that we had issued. The resulting good news of that is we did have an increase in our rating, but there were some items that we had to go, took a little bit longer. So I do not expect that to occur again. So we should have a yes answer in that one on the next go-round. On item number 26, which has to do with your OEM plan, Councilman Messer pointed out that we did miss the drop-down box. We will correct that. It should be a yes, and it should not say select, so we'll make that correction. And because you do have an OEM plan and it is in force. Let me get to it. Okay. The transitional duty light duty program question asks, does your municipality have a transitional program and encourage out-of-work compensation, out-of-work employees on workers' compensation to report to work? We've done this on a basis depending on who and what the injury is. You don't have a complete plan. I think if you speak with the Joint Insurance Fund and you talk to Mr. Cavalli, he would agree with the way you're handling it. Having a plan that doesn't fit every single case is not a good plan in that, because it can cost you money in the long run. And then finally, you have some contractual requirements with regard to benefits and work-related injuries on a statutory basis. You pay your entire salary to your employees. It's because you have contractual requirements to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way you've developed your contracts. But the question is one of those questions where have you done more than that? So we're answering no. The good news is, again, we scored 90% and we will not be losing any state aid. Okay.
Any questions for Chuck? CFO? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, at this point, we have no proclamations or presentations. Meeting is open to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard? Seeing no one, close the meeting to the public. There are no pending ordinances. Correspondence and report of the Borough Clerk.
Okay, just to let you know, the Borough Clerk's office is open today. It's the last day to register to vote prior to the general election. We held in 21 days. And polls open. We'll have another meeting before that. But also regarding the resolution, there was an addition of the resolution on the agenda. And the acceptance of the audit. The requirement that the governing body sign a group affidavit form. There's 2 of them here. I'm going to pass them along with you and sign on the line above your name, basically certifying that you've read at least the general comments and recommendations. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Board of Borough Administrator.
Yes, Mayor. I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the Fall Festival, and it was a great day. As you know, as you said, the DPW had done a great job. I think everyone had a really good time. The 5K race in the morning was the largest one ever, so we got a little bit late start getting ready for the Fall Festival because the DPW was still finishing up from the race, which is a wonderful thing. As the engineer, Mr. Kluniak, mentioned, the milling will start hopefully exactly this Thursday. As anybody who's driven around town knows, that the ADA curb work is almost complete. We had one issue where there was a corner with a very large tree that was just taken care of last week, so they have a few more of those to go through to finish up on Parkway. Spring Valley Road is the first one that will be milled because those corners are done already, so the milling will take place there first. I spoke to the chief about that today. One small item, United Water will also have a project down on First Street and Central in Hackensack, and at some point in time that will again affect our traffic on Central, but they will meet with us and the chief when that work is to begin. But we had a meeting with them the other day on some other small items, and they brought that to my attention. And that's all I have this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Board of Borough Attorney.
May I have no report to receive?
Thank you. Committee reports. Councilman Giordano.
I don't have any committee updates this week. I'd just like to echo Aaron's comments about the Fall Festival and the 5K, and thank everybody involved. Ran very smoothly, even though it was a little questionable up until the last minute. We happened. I think everyone made the right decision and ended up being a beautiful day. Thank you.
Councilman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One of the things that I've been focusing on during my tenure as a councilman is to keep the property values in Maywood as high as they possibly can be. It's something that touches me personally, being a realtor and an appraiser. And I was thinking about how Maywood could continue some of the good press that it's had. I was voted recently a great place for seniors, and I think there was another magazine review that gave us a very high rating. And so it got me thinking about some of the marketing that states do and hospitals do, like New Jersey and You Perfect together, and I Love New York, and some of the hospitals have slogans. And Maywood, at least to the best of my knowledge, we didn't have a slogan until I contacted Ms. Spetzer with the historical committee to ask her, and she mentioned that some years ago there was a slogan, Maywood the Beautiful, and I think that's something that the town should promote, and I think we should look into a little bit of PR to promote the town and get our property values up. I'd like to see the values of Maywood on par with, some of the towns that are north of Route 4. I'd like to make the dividing point south of us and push our values up with some of the more northern towns that have higher home prices in the area. So I'd like to ask Mr. Mayor if you could put a committee together to possibly develop some type of public relations that are good of the community and possibly a slogan for the town.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. Why don't we discuss that, and we'll appoint people to the next meeting. I think that's a very good idea.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One other thing.
Sure.
This weekend, I took a visit to Hoover Dam, and it was a very interesting tour. But one of the things that they focused on was our need for good, clean, and available drinking water. States in the West have more of a problem than we do, but recently, a few weeks ago, we were on alert because our reservoirs are very low. It's a little bit better now, but we've had droughts in several years. In several years that I've lived here, I can remember a few years where we couldn't run sprinklers and there was rationing. And I would just say to people, I was really moved by what I saw at that dam. And water is our most precious resource, and I would just encourage everybody to conserve as much as possible. Because you think of the problems that we have in society, none of them compared to not having water. Nothing comes close. So that's it. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I can tell you, Mr. Eisenberg, that I share your sentiments on that. And during this recent bout of not having rain, my grass was brown, front and back. I did not use my sprinklers, and many of my neighbors did. I know that. So, thank you for your comments. I appreciate that. We'll get on the committee for the next meeting. Councilman Nassar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended the library school parking lot discussion last week, but I had to leave early, so I'll leave a full report on that up to you since you were there for the entire time. Members of the council, in your package is, as the clerk has mentioned, a resolution authorizing the adoption of rules and regulations for the government of the Maywood Police Department. Please give it full consideration as per the request of the chief. The bicycle rodeo is all set for Friday at the Maywood Avenue School at 3 o'clock. I want to thank Chief Pegg. I want to thank Michael Jordan for helping put this together. Recently, the chief had a meeting with, who was it? The Safe Kids Bergman Coalition and the Meadowlinks Safe Route to School to finalize the program. I appreciate all those efforts. This is something that's been near and dear to my heart, and I've actually been able to change my work schedule so I can be there. So this should be, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to this. Thank you again for all of your help and Mike Jordan's help on this. Tomorrow, the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office will be conducting a school security survey at both Memorial and Maywood Ave. So if you do see any vehicles out in front, please do not be alarmed. Michael Jordan sent an email out today to the parents to let them know. This is something that we're very grateful that the Prosecutor's Office is doing. And, we'll take the assessment to heart. And then after that, we'll be looking to do some other facilities in town, like the South Bergen Jointure, right next door to the Maywood Avenue School. The chief has advised that the 3 new patrol vehicles were delivered today. They're going to be outfitted with all the equipment needed for the police department. At the last meeting, we discussed the mandate on the vehicle cameras. Well, lo and behold, the next morning we received an email from the League of Municipalities stating that the mandate is going to be suspended. So the good news is that it looks like at this point that the unfunded mandate will hopefully be terminated. We'll see. There's still a little bit of litigation that needs to be done, some procedure that needs to be done, but it's very good news. I do want to report, though, that the chief and Captain Natal feel very strongly about equipping the Maywood Police Department with body cameras, and we've had discussions on this over the last several months, and I agree with the chief that it is the direction that we definitely want to go in the police department, except that now we can do this on our terms and based on our needs instead of based on a state statute that has no funding for it. For example, the cameras for the cars ran roughly about $4,900 a piece. The last quote that I saw for the body cameras which hasn't been revised yet, we're still waiting for a revised quote, you could get five body cameras for every car count that you purchase. So if we were doing 2 cars this year and 2 cars next year, we could pay for all the body cameras for all the police officers in Maywood. So there's still a little bit more discussion that needs to be had on this. The chief will be attending a meeting shortly on the regulations for the body cameras, and we're also getting a revised quote from the company that is looking to provide the body cameras. So this will be something that we'll discuss at the next meeting a little further in detail.
Right, not to interrupt you, but I said, I attended a webinar on the body cameras, and I think the chief confirmed, we don't have to have, every officer doesn't have to have them.
No, just the ones that are on patrol, that are involved in traffic-related stops. Yes, I agree. That would cover the mandate, which may or may not be in existence by the time, the end of the year rolls around. So we'll have an update on that for the next meeting. And lastly, the police department is working with the rec department for a teen event over at the pool parking lot on the 30th. And again, I thank them for that. And just a reminder that the 10 p.m. curfew for Cabbage Night, October 30th, will be in effect. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Lindell. Just briefly before I get to, I'm sorry, before I get to Mr. Lindell, that's the second time I did it to you.
We're interchangeable. Thank you, Mayor Padon.
See, we're all good. Was there any response back about the trunk?
No, there seems to be a little misunderstanding about it. Their flyers keep saying that it's going to happen in the parking lot at their facility, the rehabilitation center. When I sent an email, left a voice message for Melissa Gann, who is in charge of this, she didn't get back to me. I spoke to her associate this morning. She says, oh, it's happening at the Maywood pool parking lot. I go, it is? Who told you that? So we're hopefully going to take care of that tomorrow. They do have parking at the adult daycare parking lot off of Hergesell. So they can, in fact, do it on their own property. They are either hiring or have people available to direct traffic, because I mentioned having a police, presence. So I'll have better information tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
But for some reason, they think they're doing it at the Maywood pool parking lot, which
that's not what they put in the ad.
it's not what is in their ad, and not only that, we have an event the night before, we have an event the day after. It may not work. So tomorrow, she did say, her associate did tell me that they already have 17 vehicles signed up for the trunk or treat. So I don't know where they're going to go in their parking lot.
Well, we have to make sure that there's a police presence at some point, because if they're advertising.
It's all over the place, but I don't know what kind of response they've gotten from people. The vendors, they have 17 to present the trunk or treat. I have no idea how many people actually know about it. But in any event...
I know Chief Pack is aware of this, so just...
Right, I did leave her the message today, and tomorrow when I have another conversation with her, we'll hopefully all get together.
All right, thanks. Now, Councilman Linda now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to echo the administrator's comments about the Fall Fest. It was a wonderful day. I want to give kudos to the DPW. They worked their butts off that day. They were there for the 5K in the morning, making sure the route was ready to go, cleaning up, and they were there all day, keeping the park spotless. They did a great job. Also, in anticipation of the 2 resolutions tonight, we're looking forward to the new equipment, the long overdue equipment. So they're excited about that. And on a personal note, the mayor and I did run the 5K. I think the mayor had a personal best on his time. Me, not so good, but congratulations, Mr. Mayor. That's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Council President Maroney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple of reminders, please. Townwide garage sale, October 17th and 18th from 9 to 6 from Philadelphia for $5. There is a hazardous waste collection happening at Borough Community College Sunday, October 18th. And there is an electronics event going on in Bergen County at the Campbell Reservation Saturday, October 24th. And the Central Patrol Festival was a great day. It was, but I had more fun, I think, at the 5K because volunteering for the CERT, I was at the very tail end, and so I got to see all the places that they made their turn. And and sprinted to the finish line. You were quite close to the front there. Good job.
Thank you. I saw you put your hand out, and I really wanted to.
I wasn't putting my hand out, but it turns out that that last turn, people don't realize that they have to make that left.
So you were directing.
I was directing.
I saw a tunnel vision anyway. I think somewhere at some point I was like, oh, I hope Frank doesn't think that I just blew him off.
No. Lastly, warm wishes, best wishes to Tyler Sanchez. Tyler Sanchez is a Maywoodian. He's a senior at Hackensack High School and a best friend with my son Frankie, who works in grammar school. Monday night at the Indian Hills game, they're on the soccer team together, and Tyler is the goalie. He got kicked in the jaw and fractured his jaw in several places. So he's in the hospital, and he had surgery today. He's got his jaw all wired up. So send me your best wishes for this.
Mayor, I just one addition. Tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the garage sale for this weekend to be included in the map and the overall, you can get a permit, but you won't be on the map and you won't be listed if you're not in by tomorrow.
Okay, so got one day. Sign up for that garage sale.
Thank you, Mr. Maroon. Thank you for thinking. Okay, following up on something, one of the things Councilman Messer was talking about. Last week we did have a meeting at the school, David Avenue School, and representatives of the library board were there, representatives from the school, representatives from the police department, and Mr. Messer and myself were there. We were there to discuss the situation that's going on behind the library when it's after school pickup. It's a hazardous situation back there as it was, because when you have cars moving and children moving at the same time, there's a recipe for disaster there. So a resolution was arrived at, and that resolution is from 2:30 in the afternoon to 3:30 in the afternoon. The parking lot of the library will be closed for entrance. It will be open for exit only. And that's to prevent anyone coming in to try and pick up their children that would walk through the school and they pick them up in the back. So we are doing that in an effort to keep children safe, and that's basically our main concern. Our only concern, quite frankly, when it comes to children. I want to thank Mr. Jordan for graciously hosting that meeting and for all the input that everybody had while we were there. And also this morning, members of the trustees were at the library, as was Mr. Jordan directing the children where to go for the pickup. So I want to thank him once again. Let's see. I put a mayor's message in the Hour Town regarding the Fall Fest, which I believe was, if not our best, one of our best, certainly one of our best. We had, I think what made it our best was the fact that we had such horrible weather leading up to that. I mean, we had meetings about hurricanes, and it was right up to the wire whether or not we were going to make this, we were going to not have it. And on the day that we decided to have it, it really was bad weather that day as well. So I want to thank all the input from the OEM, from the police department, and especially from Roberta for making the gutsy call of having it. Because had we not made that call, I would have been very disappointed having that day that we had. So I'd like to thank everybody that was involved in making that a special day. The DPW especially, they did a wonderful job, like everybody said. And Mr. Mercedes, John Mercedes, who runs that 5K, he runs it so well. And every year there's more participants, he gets more sponsors, and it is just run very, very well, very well. The only one complaint that I did have, and it was a shared complaint with the Rotary's 5K, which is to not put the results of the race on the monument, on the Veterans Monument there. Some individuals felt it was disrespectful that the signs were the signs that were covering up some of their relatives. So what I would like to have happen at the Rotary 5K, and then I already spoke to Mr. Mercedes, to have an easel up there, so that the results can be put on there. It can be near the monument, but not on the monument at this point. Okay. I have some exciting news tonight. Our new website is live and ready to go. It's updated. It has, the address is maywoodnj.com, and it has all the current minutes, all the agendas, all the, let's see what else we have put up there right now. I spent the better part of the day working on it, so it's still a work in progress. It needs some pictures, but all the budgets up to this date are on there. All the minutes that have been approved are on there, and all the audits up until this date are on there. As well as that, and this might go along with something Mr. Eisenberg was just talking about, we now have a Twitter account. So we will be updating the residents via Twitter. And when we get a slogan, we will update them with that as well. Maybe that can go on our Twitter account. But look for some updates, just as the PD does. They have a Twitter account. The library has a Twitter account. Look for some updates with that. And let's see, I believe with that I have nothing else. We are now at action item list, resignations, acceptance of the following. We have Laura Hofsummer as a part-time police telecommunicator effective October 13, 2015. Benjamin Scarpula as a member of the Maywood Fire Department Peerless Engine Company number 2, effective October 13, 2015. And Matthew Perotti and Timothy Panos as members of the Maywood Fire Department Protection of the Ladder Company number 1, effective October 13, 2015. Very regretful on that one. Actually, all of them, but especially that one. Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Trevino?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Nestor?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
All right, council approves the following. From the Rosary Society of Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, request to hold on-premises 50/50 raffles on November 7, 2015, from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., and November 14, 2015, from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Our Lady Queen of Peace Church, 400 Maywood Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, 07607. From Corpus Christi School, request to hold on-premises 50/50 raffle and draw raffle on November 6, 2015, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Paintbrush Studio, 45 West Pleasant Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, 07607. And from Maywood American Legion Post 142, mission to sell instant raffle games effective November 27, 2015 to November 27, 2016. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion approved. Second.
Roll call.
Trevino?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Nestor?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 133-15, resolution accepting a bid and awarding a contract to Deluxe International Trucks Incorporated in the Borough of Maywood, County of Bergen, New Jersey. Resolution number 134-15, resolution accepting a bid and awarding a contract to Cross Tractor of New Jersey in the Borough of Maywood, County of Bergen, New Jersey. Resolution 135-15, a resolution ratifying and confirming the purchase of installation for temporary use and reinstallation of 911 system, including parts and labor for the Maywood Police Department with funds from the DDA account. Resolution 136-15, resolution requesting permission for the dedication by rider for the self-insurance trust fund pursuant to NJSA 40A:10-1. Resolution 137-15, certification of the 2014 annual audit. Resolution 138-15, resolution authorizing the adoption of rules and regulations for the government of the Police Department of the Borough of Maywood.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Trevino?
Yes.
Eisenberg?
Yes.
Nestor?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
All right. Is there any new business? Any old business? Any miscellaneous business? Just very briefly, once again, the website is maywoodnj.com, and I neglected to do our Twitter account, which is Borough of Maywood. Yeah, that's it. Borough is spelled correctly, by the way. It's B-O-R-O-U-G-H. Is there a motion? There is none. We have a motion. No, we do not. Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.